Council Vice President McVeigh,
Here.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Here.
Councilman Fulper,
Here.
Councilman Wyatt.
Here.
Okay, first I'd like to get a motion to amend the agenda to move the executive session to before the approval of minutes. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second, please.
Second, Council President.
Roll call.
Councilman Wyatt,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes.
Councilman Fulper,
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh,
Yes.
Council President Piazza.
Yes. I'd like to motion to move to from a public meeting to executive session. Can I get a motion, please?
So moved.
Second, please. Roll call.
Second.
Councilman Wyatt,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes. Did we state what we're going into executive session for and how
This-
long?
Personnel matter for about 15 minutes.
Thank you. Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh,
Yes.
Council President Piazza.
Yes. Rich, you had something to say?
No, Danielle covered it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Danielle. Now we're gonna move to a separate breakout room. Each council person and everybody who needs to be there should get an invite. And we'll be back into the room in about 15, 20 minutes. Just give me 1 second.
I assume you need us to leave.
No, it's going to invite you. Yeah, it'll invite you. I just, as soon as I assign everyone.
You'll see it pop up on the screen to enter the room.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure this was muted at the time.
Make sure I have everyone. Can't find Vicky. And okay. Not sure if that worked.
Cheers.
All right, council members, I'm unmuting you now. Sorry about that. Mayor, you're unmuted. Vicky.
I will mute, I think, Council President. this
Okay,
time.
sure.
Thank you.
Just make sure I have everyone. Rich, you're unmuted on my end if you want to.
All right.
Okay. Motion to reconvene public meeting. Motion, please.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Roll call.
Councilman Wyatt,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes.
Councilman Fulper,
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh,
Yes.
Council President Piazza.
Yes. Next, I'd like to move on to the approval of minutes. These were this was from town council meeting from January 21st, 2020. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second, please.
Second.
Okay. Discussion. Councilman Wyatt,
I have nothing.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo.
I had several issues with the minutes. One was my vote was incorrect. I abstained. And I did not, actually, there was just a lot. I would recommend tabling till these changes can be fixed. There
One
was
particular vote, I read through it. I don't remember seeing anything.
Yeah, I abstained and it says I voted yes, which is incorrect. I did not abstain due to Section 8. I abstained due to statewide and litigation. And there is a resolution in here twice as part of consent as well as pulled from consent, and it has two different votes. So there's quite a bit that needs to be cleaned up.
All right. I'd like to pull your motion to approve. Can I get a motion to table?
I'll pull my motion.
Which Roman?
I'll motion to table.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Discussion? Oh, no, roll call. Roll call, Vicky? Sorry.
Councilman Wyatt.
Yeah.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes.
Councilman Fulper,
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh.
Yes.
That's this.
Council President Piazza.
Yes. Let's move on to the payment of bills. Vicky, would you mind reading the bill list, please?
The current fund, $90,483.89. Capital fund, $20,358.74. Sewage utility fund, $13,896.95. Sewage capital fund, $247.50. Section 8, $4,098.25. General trust fund, $4,096.60, for a total regular bill list of $133,181.93. The prepaid bill list, current fund, $36,514. The agency fund, $159,062.73. For a prepaid bill list of $195,576.73. Grand total of all funds, $328,758.66.
Okay, thank you very much. Can I get a motion to approve, please?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second, please.
I'll second.
Discussion, Councilman Wyatt,
I have nothing, thank you.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo, please.
Nothing.
Councilman Fulper,
Nothing, sir.
Council Vice President.
I'm good, sir.
Okay, I am okay with everything on here. Can I get a roll call to approve, Vicky?
Councilman Wyatt,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes.
Councilman Fulper,
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh,
Yes.
Council President Piazza.
Yes. Okay. So we have no open discussion this meeting. I'd like to move on to public comment on agenda items only. If you could, please use one of the hand raise functions or the thumbs up, or if that doesn't work for you, please type in the chat. I'll keep an eye on that as well. There we go. Oh, sorry, Joe. I know you're there. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, good.
Okay, Joe,
Okay,
there's going to be 3 minutes. Council Vice President will let you know in about 15 seconds before it's over. And please state your name and address.
I'm Joe Miner. I live at 392 South Main Street in Phillipsburg. R 2020-108. The addendum is not attached as it says so. So if you just tell me instead, since it's a bond, how much money is being approved?
Vicky, would you mind reading that, please?
It's not
This-
listed in the minutes.
This,
It just refers to an addendum.
this was, for the Phoenix Advisors. There was an addendum to help them work for the scope of fees for the bands and the notes.
Is it a paltry sum like $1,000 or is it like $500,000? I don't have a clue.
It's already in their contract. It just wasn't something that they forgot to put in the contract about
The addendum is supposed to be
Over the
attached. It's not. The addendum would have an amount in it.
Hold on, Joe.
Hang on 1 minute. Oh, 107, 108.
I think I found it, Vicky. Hold on, it's there.
Good, because he probably had a sort of funds with that.
Well, if it ends up being big, get back to it. Otherwise, I don't care if it's small,
For
but it's a
notes
bond, and
issued,
who knows?
Hold on.
I got another thing.
Compensation, it reads like this. Compensation is as followed for notes issued 1,500 plus 20 cents per 1,000 issued.
Council President, the attorney is raising his hand. I
little
believe he
above.
may be able to answer.
Sorry, Rich.
It's not a bond. All right, let's be clear on that. It's as Vicky said, it's for services in connection with the issuance of bond anticipation notes. It's $1,500 per issuance plus 20 cents per $1,000 of the note. So it's dependent upon the amount of the bond anticipation note that's going to be issued, but it's a minimum of $1,500 per issuance plus 20 cents for each $1,000 of the note.
Okay.
Thank
very
you.
much.
Okay, my next thing, I don't know the number, but what exactly is the temporary budget? And mostly, does it have a term different from the budget that it's being added to?
So 15 more seconds. You want to know what the temporary budget is? That is just to operate until the formal budget.
Does it have a term that's different
No, it's
than the regular budget?
Is
Is it like a 2 months term or is it added into the whole year term? Because it's almost our whole operating 9 million something is almost our whole budget. Our own local budget, which is probably like 11 million.
No, that I believe is until it takes us until the formal budget adoption. Any costs incurred until then.
Especially during this time, yes.
Yeah. Hey, Joe?
I don't quite follow, but
So the
Mr. Winter might explain it to me.
You want me to explain it?
We can follow that up with all right.
Yeah, is that a yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So the temporary budget is just that, because a municipality can only spend monies that are appropriated and approved by the governing body. So before you introduce and approve the actual 2020 budget, you have to introduce and approve a temporary budget, which is a stopgap measure to provide for funding as necessary until the actual budget is approved. Once the budget is approved, that of course is going to take into account the monies that were appropriated in the temporary budget.
So it's a short term, but it ends up being it ended up being $9 million for a short term, and our local usually is about $11 million after the state gives us 6.
After the state, okay. Well, I can't speak to what it usually is, but that's the process, and that's what it does.
Okay, that's what it does. And so okay.
Joe,
It's got to be long term, or it doesn't
Okay,
make
Joe,
any
thank you
money.
very much.
I
All right, there was a quick question in the chat. From Donna Trimmer, 3 St. John Street. I'll read it since the address was given. This actually, Donna, if you can hear me, any inspections has to go through the office of the mayor. Council does not have anything to do with the oversight of inspections. If there's an issue with that, that needs to be taken care of through the municipal building, email or telephone. So any inspection issue, that department is taken care of by the mayor. Mr. Brisson, I believe you had a question.
Yeah. Bowman Street. The only question I had was about our 2020-110. I was wondering what the cost of the Department of Recreation website is going to be.
For Vicky, what came in on that quote? 7 for the initial setup in first year, 4,000 additional year. Am I reciting that correctly?
I did not see any specs on that, so give me 1 second. Hang on.
Sorry, Mr. Brisson. I did see it briefly, and I don't think it's.
It is the first year is 7,000. The annual service fee for the second year is 4,500.
And that's just for the Department of Recreation.
Yeah. Well, the initial setup that I believe this company does have the ability to add other departments for after the initial setup fee. We didn't get pricing on that yet. We're trying it through the Department of Recreation first right now. Hopefully that's something we can do to make processing payments easier for the residents of Phillipsburg.
So is the intention to have them do the website for the town?
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, their service is to be able to pay online. Right now, we don't take online payments. I'm correct in saying I know I've never processed anything online. This hopefully can turn into something that, after a trial, can turn into online payments for the residents of the town.
So it's not for the Department of Recreation?
It is. So if you sign up for something, pool passes, baseball signups, things like that. Yeah. What else? When you rent out a field, other things like that. There's a lot to it.
Okay. All right.
Council Vice President, did you have something to add?
I did. With your permission, I will say that this process has a very high ceiling, and the return on investment for what we're getting here is going to embark on where we're going to be in the future. I know we have our recreation superintendent on this call, and with the permission of the mayor, if he wanted to add to help Mr. Brisson clarify his statement, that would be with you and the mayor's permission.
Yeah. Rich, you had something to add?
Yes, Council President. I was just going to basically say what Council Vice President just said, that DJ is on the call. To answer Mr. Brisson's question regarding fees, currently the tax collection department and the sewer department process credit payments by credit card. So the idea behind this program is to enable a platform for the recreation department, all things recreation, to do the same. And with that, I'll be quiet.
Mr. Kofesi, would you like to add anything or correct anything that I said or?
No, everybody pretty much got the little recreation management software, something where we can again, manage field rentals and also collect liability waivers when people sign up for programs through this platform to add other departments on. Library can add on into this so they can track registrants into their program, donations. So it's just a total management software.
Is this from the $11,000 that was added to the recreation budget
I think,
for IT?
yeah, I'll answer that real quick. This is 7,500. Where that goes is, this is part of it, so.
But there was 11,000 added. I think Councilwoman DiGirolamo recommended that. Is this money coming out of that?
It would come out of the recreation budget, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brisky. All right, anybody else? I don't see anyone else. Okay. After that, we will move on to, we have no new ordinances with second or first readings. We're going to move on to the consent agenda. I'm going to read each title so everybody has an understanding, a brief overview of the items on the consent agenda. Resolution 2020-100, a resolution designating handicap parking spaces within the town of Phillipsburg. Resolution 2020-101, resolution of the town of Phillipsburg authorizing the mayor to sign a contract with realauction.com LLC for the purpose of conducting municipal tax lien sales for 2020 pursuant to NJSA 54:5-19.1. Resolution 2020-101A, resolution of the town council of the town of Phillipsburg, county of Warren, state of New Jersey, authorizing the execution of an electronic tax lien certificate sales service agreement with the town of Phillipsburg and realauction.com LLC. Resolution 2020-102, resolution authorizing award of contract for professional services with Van Cleef Engineering Associates LLC for the services in connection with the 2020 road improvement program. Resolution 2020-103, resolution of the town of Phillipsburg, county of Warren, state of New Jersey, authorizing refund of tax overpayment. Resolution 2020-104, resolution of the town of Phillipsburg, county of Warren, state of New Jersey, instituting a grace period concluding on June 1st, 2020 for the payment of second quarter property taxes. Resolution 2020-105, a resolution to provide for the adoption of emergency temporary appropriations for 2020 current fund in accordance with provisions of NJSA 40A:4-20. Resolution 2020-106, resolution of the town of Phillipsburg awarding a contract for the 2020 road improvement project phase 1 sanitary and stormwater inspection. Resolution 2020-107, a resolution of the town of Phillipsburg, county of Warren, state of New Jersey, authorizing the town tax collector to issue estimated tax bills. Resolution 2020-108, a resolution of the town of Phillipsburg, county of Warren. Hold on, I just blacked out for a second. Is everyone still there? Sorry about that.
Good.
Okay, a resolution of the town of Phillipsburg, county of Warren, state of New Jersey, authorizing the execution of an addendum to the agreement with Phoenix Advisors LLC for the services in connection with the issuance of a bond anticipation notes, BANs, series 2020. Resolution 2020-109, resolution of the Town Council of the Town of Phillipsburg, County of Warren, State of New Jersey, authorizing the submission of an AARP Community College grant in the amount of $35,000 with a town match of $15,000. Resolution 2020-110, resolution of the Town Council of the Town of Phillipsburg, County of Warren, State of New Jersey, authorizing the execution of a master services agreement with Civic Plus for provision of website services for the Department of Recreation. And sorry about that. I thought I disconnected. Is there, Councilman Wyan, anything pulled for discussion?
101, 102, 104, and 109.
102, 104, 109.
Correct.
Councilwoman DiGirolamo? Oh, I'm sorry. I did not. Oh, I think you turned your mic off.
No, Councilman Wyatt got them. I have 104 and 109.
104. Councilman Fulper.
Council President, I'm going to request we discuss 2020-100.
Okay. Council Vice President McVeigh.
I'm here, sir. I'm not frozen.
No, you're good.
Okay.
If by chance we do disconnect, just try to log back in. I'll try to set it back up as soon as possible.
Yes, sir. I'm on board with the 100, so we're good.
Yeah, I think the 100 was the only one I saw I had problems with. Okay. Councilman Wyatt.
102, a resolution for Van Cleef, which takes into account the entire road program over 2 years. I spoke with Stan Schreck today, and I indicated that we should take that and read through that resolution so that we only consider what he's going to be doing this year, not consider what he's going to do in 2021 as far as the road improvement program. So I would ask that this be pulled. Plus, I would ask Stan, if he's in the room, he could explain this. But I would also like to see him, take his 10% off that he indicated or was indicated last meeting.
I don't believe Stan is in the room currently. I don't see him. So motion to table resolution 2020-102.
Council President, I do see Engineer Schreck in the room.
Do you? I'm sorry.
Yes, I do.
I see.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry, but
no, I'm not seeing him. Oh, there we go. I'm sorry.
Well, maybe he left the room when I asked for 10%.
His hands raised.
Yeah, I got. Thank you very much. Rich, you had something to add real quick?
Yeah, Stan's going to jump in. I don't know if he's here or not, but the intent of that resolution that's before the council was to do just what Councilman Wyatt suggested, and that is to put some controls over the amount of work that's being done. So if the resolution that should be before the council specifically identifies work completed to date, because there was some work completed to date by Van Cleef, authorizing payment for those services, and then any future work that is proposed to be completed under the road improvement program, Van Cleef and Stan in particular would first come to council and get council's blessing on that next phase of work. So I don't know if that makes a difference to anyone's consideration of the resolution, but that was the intention of the resolution as drafted, to do just what Councilman Wine suggested.
Stan, I have you
but this
unmuted
res-
if you wanted to add anything.
This resolution.
Yeah, I am here. I was trying to frantically do something, but I'm here. Mayor Wine, or correction, Councilman Wine and I did speak this afternoon. And what the intent is pretty much as Rich said. It's the full road program. It was intended for 2020, and then realized that the mayor and council moved to do it over a 2-year period. But I believe what Councilman Wine is suggesting is that if we reduce this contract, we don't have to show it in the budget for this year against my fee, and we might be able to apply it somewhere else, and more particularly some capital. So in reviewing my proposal, we do want to proceed with the full sewer contract, which is you have in front of you also. That's another resolution tonight. We did proceed. We designed that. We took bids, and we had the bids come in just before the COVID-19 issues came, and that was put on hold with the budget and all. So we'd like to proceed in that. So if we're looking for any place to pull back at this point, it would be with the actual road paving work, and that majority of that would be with inspections. And so the council would have to decide how far they would want to go with the road paving program this year. Are we going to do some of it, or are we not going to do any of it? Are we going to split into and do some of it next year? So some of that money can be metered. But as Rich said, and I did review and talk with Rich earlier in the week, and when we looked at the resolution, the provisions are there that I come to council every month and give a status report as to what we're doing. But initially, I do want to proceed, or do suggest we proceed with the sewer inspection program. We did receive bids. We're ready to authorize those bids. I have a contractor ready and willing to start work, and we could proceed on that. And granted, also, I do have standing contracts now for Heckman Phase 3 and 4, which we are ready to bid. We designed that, and DOT has approved our bid package, and we're ready to proceed. So, I understand we want to curtail some work depending on what the budget is and how this whole COVID process proceeds, and I'm willing to meter that. And I'll go with the best way that the council says to award award my services. And Mayor Wyatt, I am participating wholeheartedly. Want to support the council with the 10% reduction. I was going to show that on each of my invoices when they go in, but I don't know how this might spread over a 2-year period. But trust that every invoice that I submit will have that 10% reduction on it for fees that are billed directly to the town.
Okay, thank you very much, Stan. I appreciate that.
I understand where you're going, but we don't know what we're going to be, doing with the road improvement program this year just yet. The budget hasn't been approved. The capital budget hasn't been approved. So we really don't know what roads we're going to actually get done. And I thought that by backing out the roads that we're not going to do this year and won't need your services for those roads this year, that amount of money could be put back in the capital to actually maybe put more asphalt down this year with those funds. That was my thoughts in regards to just doing a resolution for what you can anticipate that you're going to do as far as the road improvement program this year.
Councilman Wyatt, did you want to move to table?
I thought we already did that, but
Oh, did I? Sorry. Motion to table.
But Councilman,
Yes.
if I may, we're looking to proceed with doing the sewer work now. I don't think there'd be any reduction on that. We do want to move those inspections. That's both the sanitary and the storm line in the areas we're proceeding doing the road work. So I believe you may want to proceed with that. We already have the contract design. We took bids and we have it ready to be awarded later this evening. If you table this resolution for me, that puts that on hold also.
I agree that we need to move forward with this, but I don't like the way this resolution is done.
All right. Why don't we move forward with the tabling vote? Motion to table.
I moved that.
Okay. Second. Okay. Motion fails to table. Oh, you do? Councilman Fulper, did you? No. All right. Okay. 1 second. All right. Next, Councilman Wyant was 104.
104. That's the
Can you hold on a second, Rich? You had something to add?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just, as to the status of that resolution, so Councilman Wyant moved to table it. It did not get a second. That resolution is still before the council.
Oh, okay.
Pulled
It
from the
doesn't
consent
stay
agenda.
within the consent agenda. It won't get approved with the other consent items.
No, because you removed it outside of that, so it's
Okay.
not part of the consent agenda. So if there's an inclination on the part of the council to perhaps approve it in an amended form, in line with Councilman Wyant's concerns, and as what Stan said, it's up to the pleasure of the council, but some action should be taken on that resolution right now before
Can
you
I
move
get a
on to the next
motion?
one.
I would suggest further discussion by the council members.
Okay, motion to approve resolution 2020-102. For
Motion.
second
Second.
discussion. Councilwoman DiGirolamo,
No.
Councilman Fulper,
No, thank you for unmuting me, by the way. That's what I was trying to get your attention, that I had muted myself. I couldn't unmute myself.
sorry about that.
That's okay. Thank you.
Council Vice
nothing.
President.
I completely understand where our engineer Stan Schreck is coming from and what the intention of this resolution is to do. Most importantly, and I believe the engineer just wants to get paid for the work that has been completed, in addition to our sewer issue, which may be tied into that, which is a massive problem within this town. I don't have any problem with anything that is put in front of me on this resolution. And moving forward, I support what I have in front of me. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Council Vice President. I have nothing to add. Roll call for approval, Vicky.
Councilman Wyatt,
No.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes.
Councilman Fulper,
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh,
Yes.
Council President Piazza.
Yes. Councilman Wyant, 2020-104.
Yeah, 104, that would be moving our collection date to June 1st, correct? For our second quarter property taxes.
Yes, sir.
Opposed to, which would be the 10th of this month. And I just wonder if Bob's in the room, I'd like to, hear from him.
I'm searching for him right now, Councilman.
And see how that's going to affect, our, not our budget, but our actually monies that we have on hand to pay bills and so forth.
It will affect our cash flow to some extent. I have couple major payments in May. I have the county taxes that are due. I have a school board payment that's due. I actually have a school board payment for April that needs to be made as well. I believe, and Sandy's also in the room, so she can help me with this. I believe she's collected a lot of our escrows. Our banks have paid. I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah. Sandy, I have you unmuted if you'd like to add anything.
Well, we've gotten in 2 of our large payments from different escrow banks. Our largest one we have not received as yet. I don't expect that for another week or so. And that would be about 1.6 million at that time. And that would cover our county tax bill that we have to pay on the 15th. We've been steadily collecting. People have been calling a lot. We've been directing them to write out checks or to the Dropbox. Everybody's, cooperating and trying their best. So, I mean, we are collecting. I'm not seeing a real large decline, but my concern is August is going to be, I think that's where we're going to really feel it in August.
Okay. Councilwoman DeGirolamo, did you have something to add as well?
Just question for Sandy. Sandy, what is your collection rate right now? Where do you stand with that?
Well, I haven't really ticked it. I would say it's probably,
Over 80?
probably over 50. You have to take into consideration, we have delinquencies in the first quarter too. So it goes by quarter. It doesn't go, like at the end of the year, I can tell you I collected 95 or 96% of everything. Right now, I probably have a 25% delinquency on the first quarter. And since we're not at the due date yet for May, I really can't get a, we're collecting steadily. So about the normal. So I'm hoping, because I think, like I said before, most of the mortgage companies have most of their escrow accounts monies in there. People have paid. It didn't start until really like March when people started to get laid off and that kind of thing.
Okay.
So I think it's really going to hit us harder in August than it is going to hit us this quarter. I think we're going to be, we'll be probably, I'm hoping 75 or 80% of collection. I really am. But I can check that tomorrow and email you if you'd like.
No, that's about what I expected. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is there anything else to add, Councilman Wine?
No.
I'm satisfied with that. I was worried about paying the school and the county taxes and our collections because they haven't extended theirs, dates. But if we extend this, I thought we might run really short. But I'm satisfied with those answers, and I'll go ahead and move that resolution. 04.
Motion to approve.
Yes.
I'll second.
If nobody has anything else in discussion, okay, Councilwoman, just she seconded.
I'll second so we can discuss. Yeah.
Discussion. Councilman Colbert.
I have nothing.
Council Vice President McVeigh.
I'm good. Thank you, sir.
I'm okay with this. Roll call, Vicky.
Councilman White,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes.
Councilman Fulper,
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh,
Yes.
Council President Piazza.
Yes. Councilman Wyatt.
Wrong.
2020-109.
109. My question is, the $15,000 match, where do we have that in the budget?
Let's see if Bob is still on.
I believe it's out of the some of the money out of the open space.
It's out of open space in an old capital ordinance. About $4,000 out of an old capital ordinance, and the balance out of the open space money.
That's been approved?
I'm sorry?
That's been approved out of the open space?
No.
Then how do we move forward with this if it's not been approved?
Might want to unmute DJ.
DJ. DJ?
Yeah, so with approval from the open space, are we looking for approval from the advisory committee or for council? Because with the way the ordinance is written and the way with the advisory committee, we don't necessarily need advisory committee approval, just the council approval once the bill comes in.
Rich,
Correct.
is that correct on the open space?
Yeah, the open, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, the open space, the advisory committee is simply that. It doesn't have control over funds. It's an advisory committee only. So ultimately the authority as to, and the discretion as to the expenditure of those funds lies with the council.
Okay.
So don't we have to move forward? Don't we have to move forward with that before we can move forward with this resolution to use those funds for this?
Probably not until it's approved. This is just to submit for a grant application, I believe.
Yeah, no funds are going to be expended. We don't want to spend anything until we know we're going to have, the grant. Be able to spend on the project.
Okay. The other question is in the capital. Is this coming? What capital line would that 4,500 come out of, Bob?
The 2013 recreation.
2013, you said, Bob?
I believe so, yeah.
And
yes, that's correct.
You can use capital for this purpose?
I believe so, yes.
Something changed since I was mayor.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Councilwoman, you also had the same?
Similar, not about the money though. I just want to know what the grant is going to be for. It says community college grant, so I'm curious what purpose it's going to serve.
So it's actually that's a typo in the resolutions. It's actually community challenge grant.
Okay,
And
no, that one. Okay.
Yep.
So community challenge.
So the scope of the work for the project is to enhance our parks and green space.
By doing what?
By installing shaded benches, shaded trees, updated hydration stations, adding ADA fixtures into the bathroom, adding more ways to access the parks.
You're talking about Walker's Park?
There's actually 6 parks that were in the scope of the grant: Walker's Park, Delaware Heights, Green Street, First, Mercer, and
that one word changes the whole resolution in my eyes.
It really did. I wouldn't have probably questioned it otherwise.
I wouldn't have a question if the word was not what it is in the resolution.
I agree. I agree. Thank you, BJ. Good enough. The parks, got it. That was all I had.
Glad I could clear things up.
Motion to approve 2020
Motion.
109.
Do we need to amend it?
Oh,
Motion to approve as amended.
What's that? Somebody speak.
Motion to approve as amended.
Motion to approve as amended. 2020-109.
I'll second that.
Discussion, Councilman Fulper,
Nothing.
Council Vice President.
I got lost in that discussion. It was good from the beginning. It's good for me now.
I'm okay with it now. Roll call, Vicky.
Councilman Wyatt,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes.
Councilman Fulper,
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh,
Yes.
Council President Piazza.
Yes. And Councilman Fulper, 2020-100.
Right. Council President, 2020-100. I like the motion to table the ordinance based on the. Can you hear me
Kind of
okay,
broke
sir?
up on us there a little bit.
No.
How about now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, I'd like to motion to table 2020-100 and meet with the mayor's office to possibly have the inspections department verify the validity of the parking spaces. There are some that I know have been eliminated, and we've received complaints about others. And before we pass this evening, I would like to motion to table until we have a solid ordinance, a solid resolution in front of us.
Did you motion to table, Councilman?
I did, yes, sir.
I'll second that. Discussion, Councilman
No,
Wyatt?
no discussion.
Oh, yeah, roll call, Vicky? Sorry.
Councilman Wyatt,
No.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes.
Councilman Fulper,
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh,
Yes.
Council President Piazza.
Yes.
Thank you, council.
This will be tabled. Sorry, my allergies right now.
He was in the wind.
Okay, motion to approve the rest of the consent agenda as listed.
Motion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Roll call, Vicky?
Councilman Wyatt,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes.
Councilman Fulper,
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh,
Yes.
Council President Piazza.
Yes. Now on to new business.
Council President, real quick, there's some heavy background noise. If we could just get the main players on, you can mute all of us, just keep you unmuted, but there's some heavy background noise that's. We got it?
I think we got it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now on to new business. Okay, Councilman Wyatt,
I have nothing, thank you.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Nothing.
Councilman Fulper.
No, sir, not this evening, thank you.
Council Vice President.
If since we're both on the redevelopment subcommittee, would you like? I know you have your hands full, just conducting this meeting alone.
I'm struggling.
I don't know. They have to give you $100 raise on your yearly salary.
Oh, no, I'm good.
I didn't
You
mention
gotta give
salary.
it back.
Yeah, exactly. Would you like me to mention some, just gently touch on some of the redevelopment talks we've had?
Yes, please.
We want to rest. I've been spitting this out for a while. We are very excited of what we have coming towards you. If it's going to be in this Zoom presentation, because actually it would be very easy to bring up a PowerPoint on the Zoom, and it would be controlled, because sharing reports or PowerPoints on Zoom is very easy. Whether we do it that way or whether we do it in person, however our lives take us in the next couple of months, we'll see. But Council President, I just want to let all of you rest assured that we're working very hard, spending a lot of time with developers that are banging down the doors. I've had the opportunity to discuss this with Councilman Wyatt, Councilman Fulper. We've had a lot of talk coming into Phillipsburg, and we are super excited. There are things in motion, going forward. And I know I've been saying this for a while, but they are building and building and building, and multiple projects possibly could be going on, possibly. So what we want to do is make sure we have our taxpayers' best interest moving forward. We want to make sure, most importantly, that we're doing everything on the straights to ensure that there's no project holdups, that we can just move forward and make the community, the quality of life that we've always talked about, the best we possibly can do. And lastly, I just want to say that the mayor is in lockstep of all of these conversations that we've had. He understands where Council President and I come from a redevelopment subcommittee before we bring it back to our council. But he understands what our role is. He understands his role is, and to move forward without the least resistance of red tape, politicizing anything that needs to be done. We're very excited, and it's just, if we have to do it this way on Zoom, we have to do it this way. But let's just say that we are very excited what we're going to bring to you as a product after many months of work. And I would be remiss, Council President, if I did not include Councilman Lutz, who had worked so hard up to the point of his term ending, and you had appropriately have picked up. But together as a community, and in addition with Councilman Lutz, we're in really good shape. I'm excited for the product that hopefully our town, our professional services have been amazing during this time. Cannot say enough about our counselor, cannot say enough about our engineer. Thank you so much for guiding us and bringing us down the right path to where we have to be. In a time where we don't have much good news, we're going to have some good news hopefully soon. So thank you very much for allowing me to let you have my ears, have your ears. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Council Vice President. That would be all that I would have to mention. That's all we did this week, pretty much.
Yeah.
And last. So good on the new business. Moving on to old business. Vicky, 2023, was that corrected? Was the proper, I believe Councilwoman DiGirolamo had pointed out insurance? Was it the insurance? Had the
Yes,
wrong
we
insurance?
did submit one that had a current valid date, but it still had our 675 Corliss Avenue address on it. He told me he was going to replace that. So I didn't get the corrected address, but I did get the corrected insurance that expires on March 1st, 2021.
So we have all the updated information?
It has his updated information with our incorrect address. They still have the 675 Corliss Avenue. That's the only difference. He told me he was going to get one to replace that.
Who he told you that?
Yes, we texted Eddie Turisme.
Okay. Did you have something to add, Council Vice President?
I did. Is that address that we're talking about, Vicky, is that the town of Phillipsburg as the certificate holder or his address?
Ours, that's a certificate holder.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. We discussing it. It is valid throughout the time period. It's not his address that's in question. It's the town's, which is not. If it was under our question, it would be if his address was a different address, that would concern me. His address is accurate. It's just the town's. It would be on our end. We keep pushing this off. I don't. You see where I'm going with this? I'm not sure why we have to push this off if we can make this amended. So,
Rich, is this something we can move forward as long as we have his proper address listed?
Yes, I don't see a material distinction between 675 Corliss and 120 Fillmore as it would relate to the identity of the additional insured, the certificate holder, that being the town of Phillipsburg. So the town of Phillipsburg is clearly identified as the certificate holder, as the additional insured. The address has changed. I don't see that as being an issue. Obviously, we'd want to correct the certificate immediately. And if you can provide that with the correct address, that would be great. But if the council wants to move this forward tonight, assuming everything else is in line, but for the wrong address, the old address of the town, then I don't see a problem.
Okay. That's the only thing left in question, Vicky?
Yes,
Is this preventing him from working?
yes.
almost, yeah.
Then I'll motion to on table.
Second. Roll call?
Councilman Wyatt,
Yes,
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes,
Councilman Fulper,
Yes.
Council President Piazza.
Yes. Motion to approve resolution 2020-83.
So
so
moved.
moved.
Second.
Second,
Roll call, please.
Councilman Wyatt,
yes,
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
yes,
Councilman Fulper,
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh,
Yes.
Council President Piazza.
Yes. 1 second. All right. Ordinance that was on the second reading that was tabled. It is ordinance 2020-08. First reading was on 03-26-2020. Second reading was 04-21-2020.
Motion on the table.
Second.
Roll call, Vicky?
Councilman Wyatt,
yes,
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
yes,
Councilman Fulper,
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh,
Yes.
Council President Piazza.
Yes. Now we had public discuss. Rich, quick question. We had public discussion last meeting on this. Go ahead again with it.
Yes.
Okay.
you have to open the hearing, right?
Yeah. Motion to approve ordinance
Motion.
2020-08. Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, open for public discussion. If you could use the hand raise feature, thumbs up feature, or notify me in the chat, I'd appreciate it. Okay, Ray, can you please state your name and address, and you have 3 minutes, please? Okay. And,
Impact 459 Needler Avenue, Phillipsburg, New Jersey. I found out the baseball season is going to start on June 29th. Because they're playing with that Pennsylvania League over there.
Ray, this is about a specific ordinance.
Oh, I thought it was open time.
Nah, sorry, buddy. Couple minutes, okay?
Okay.
Yep. Anyone else? Anyone notice anybody else I'm not seeing? Okay. All right, open for discussion. Councilman Wyatt?
I can't support this ordinance with the tight budget we have. Adding another position, I don't think it's a prudent thing to do.
Thank you very much. Councilwoman DeGirolamo?
No, I agree as well. And I learned at the budget meeting, another staff member was already added. So that just accentuates this. No, yeah, I'm a no on this still.
Councilman Fulton?
Yes, I'm a yes, and it was clarified that this is an unpaid creation at the time. I'm standing by my vote the previous 2 weeks. My vote will be yes.
Council Vice President?
I spent a lot of time really thinking about this, and because it does fall within the purview of the council, I had to step back and really look about where we're going, what's going on as a town, in addition to council president, you know more than anybody, and previously mentioned former Councilman Lutz, as where we're going as a town and the infrastructure of the town and how we are going to grow and how much that is going to expand our role as an administrative proponent of how we're supposed to handle business moving forward. I may not have a lot of years in politics. I may not have the political prowess of other people, but I can tell you this, I am unmatched in my vision for where a community should be and where we're going. And we have to prepare for that. And I will not be set behind always trying to catch up as we move forward as developers and builders and businesses and homeowners and everybody come into our town. The term is, go big or go home. I'm going big, all right? And that's how I'm thinking. To Councilwoman DeGirolamo's point, if we have to sit here and critique spelling and grammatical errors out of the town clerk's office, then they need help because they're behind. So this is the help that we're going to bring. You have to take a snapshot, take a picture of where we're at right now and where we want to be later on. My job, I was elected to do a job for the future of Phillipsburg, not where we're at right now in this single moment. We are going to grow. And this position, from how it was explained to me from the mayor and from our town clerk, is needed. And that's all I need to hear. I'm a yes.
I always feel terrible following Council Vice President. I visit the clerk's office quite a bit, and when I see their workload, I see even now the amount of even the increase in death certificates they have to process, which is a kind of a morbid thought. Yeah, their workload isn't. I don't envy it. I'm in constant contact with them, constantly trying to catch up on a lot of the different goings on within the municipal building. I feel they're the hardest work department in that building. That's just my opinion. I don't get to see how everybody else works. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'll be a yes. So we can move to roll call. Vicky?
Councilman Wyatt,
No.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
No.
Councilman Fulper,
Yes.
Council Vice President McBain,
Yes.
Council President Piazza.
Yes. That I'd like to move to our mayor's report. Mr. Mayor, you do have a formal report this week, correct?
Yes, yes, I do, Council President. Thank you very much. First, I would like to thank the residents of Phillipsburg that have been following the guidance of social distance. I feel as a town, we have come together to fight this pandemic and make our town safe. Over 300 areas in the town have been cleaned up and numerous summons have been issued through our inspections department. Due to the courts not being open, some of the cases have not been heard. More properties than ever before have been cleaned up, and I will continue my fight to keep the town clean. Over the past week, I've met with Council President Piazza, Councilman Fulper, Vice President McVeigh, and Councilman Wyatt on separate occasions at Walters Park. The meetings were very productive, and as a team, we will work together to accomplish some major issues that need to be addressed to move the town forward. These plans will be addressed soon and be announced to all. All spring sports will be canceled this season, since the governor has closed all schools for the remainder of the year. Finally, it is with a saddened heart, the Memorial Day parade and ceremonies will be canceled this year. I'm very sorry that this cannot take place, but we would like to thank all the military and veterans for their sacrifice that they will have given to our country. Hopefully next year, we will make this parade and ceremonies better than ever. Stay safe and healthy. Respectfully submitted, Todd M. Tersigny, Mayor of Phillipsburg. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Very well said. With that, I'd like to move on to public petitions. Ray, I know you're waiting. State your address, name and address, and you'll have 3 minutes.
Rampart, 459 Needler Avenue. He just hit the umpire signer over in Pennsylvania wanted to start the league on the 29th of June. Now that's canceled, right?
I don't think we can speak for Pennsylvania.
Because our team play over there, over Pennsylvania. Still and
Oh, okay.
What should we do? Should we just tell them they can't play the town fields?
That should be something that's dealt with the mayor's office and recreation, the Office of Recreation. Councilman Fulper, did you have something to add to that?
I was just reiterating, I was saying it was correct. According to the mayor, if he just suspended the entire spring sports season, what he did was suspended the use of fields for the spring season.
So I'm going to tell them, no, they can't use the fields.
I can't speak for the mayor, but I will defer to him.
All right.
Thank you, Councilman Fulper. You're exactly correct. And I believe this is the smart move, Ray.
All right. So I'm going to text them right now and tell them that we can't use the fields. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Thanks, Ray.
Welcome.
Joe, how you doing again?
Yeah. I still am waiting.
Can you quick state your name, please?
Oh, Joe Minor, still 392 South Main Street, Phillipsburg. I'm still waiting to see, or even settle to hear, any of the specifics of the redevelopment committee. I've been asking Lutz when he was still in office, time after time. I know none of the details. The details are very important. I've asked for a written document through other places, and I don't know what they're proposing. And I have some very strong views of what's best for Phillipsburg also. So please come up with a plan that I can read, or even invite me. Initially I was told that I was on that committee before it was really off the ground, but I never was invited to participate. Did you cut me? No, it says mute. Excuse me.
No, you're still here.
I would, even at this late date, love to bring my 2 cents in. I know it didn't agree with Lutz's, but then he didn't actually hear mine. That's all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minor. Anything that is going to happen will come before council. There's really, it's a lot of talk right now, right, Council Vice President? I'm not often saying that.
It's true. And Mr. Minor, you know, I've come down to your residence, sat with you and discussed redevelopment plans. We don't have to do that. We do that out of the goodness of our heart, especially during these times. I would love to say I'll meet you in Chappelle Park tomorrow morning over a cup of coffee, but it's really, we can't really do that right now. So
I understand.
But rest assured that Council President is an amazing addition to our redevelopment subcommittee, and we are having some fantastic talks. You or anyone else will know more as it gets rolled out. Meaning, I love you, Joe, but you're not special. So I can't. I love you, but I can't. So you will know, along with the rest of our Phillipsburg community members, how this rolls out and what we're doing, because we're still feeling it out ourselves. So, you know, it's I do appreciate it. I will discuss with you, you know, I'll reach out to you. I will discuss with you certain things to help you along, but it's a process, and legally and professionally, we want to make sure every step we take is in lockstep with the improvement and quality of life for our town.
I think we differ on what is improvement and quality of our life, but I don't know because I haven't seen your stuff.
I love you, Joe. Again. Oh, good.
Thank you very much, Joe. We do appreciate you.
I'm done.
Okay, thank you. Was there anyone else? Did I miss anyone? Anybody could let me know. All right. With that, we'll move to council open time. Councilman Wyatt?
The only thing I have is every once in a while, not consistent, I go on social media and I see posts about garbage here, garbage there. And I think the mayor's, you know, been very proactive with garbage, and I know that when I have a concern about some garbage or so, and I call the mayor, he takes care of it right away. So I would suggest anybody that has a problem, sees a problem, that they contact the mayor. I'm sure he'll take care of it right away instead of posting it, you know, on social media. It just is unproductive. And, you know, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilman. Councilwoman DeGirolamo?
Yes, I see from the news article, we have a new business coming to town. So I don't know if everybody saw that, but White Claw is coming to town in the new complex. So that was exciting. I've been getting a lot of phone calls about job readiness and job training and when these jobs are going to be opening up. And unfortunately, we haven't been given much information yet. Originally, that was all going to go through 2 places that are presently closed. So nobody's called or updated us on what's going to happen with any of that at this point, or at least me, since I'm the only one that didn't go to Walters Park. But I do think we need to get more information on that because people want to work. We're not getting them the information. I just found out today that Old Town was canceled. I wasn't aware of that, but thank you for updating us on the other events that are canceled. I wish we could have put a postponement on Old Town and just had it as a one-day event in Chappelle. I do want to thank Sandy Callery and Bob Merlo very much. We talked quite a bit about this tax situation. And for those that do like to pay online, I had a lot of inquiries about people who were willing to pay their taxes on a credit card just to get it paid on time. But the fees are prohibitive, naturally, because taxes are a lot more than a sewer bill. They did reach out to the bank and ask that they be lowered, and the bank did do that. It's a modest decrease, but thanks to Sandy and her staff and Bob, that was done. So it was 2.65%. It's now 2.5%. Again, it's not much. The minimum fee was $3 that you would pay if you paid online. Now it's $1.50. So they did cut that fee in half. Sometimes if you just ask, things happen. So they did that and made that happen. So I wanted to thank them for that. I want to thank DJ for recreation. I saw he got some forms online so people can start renting things online and securing fields when the time comes. So it's progress, and that's what matters. And I think I just saw on Lehigh Valley Live, there's a new bakery coming to town that I just found out about. So apparently we have a new, I don't know the date. I didn't get to read the article, but Lehigh Valley Live knew about it. So there's a new bakery coming to South Main Street, for those that don't know. And there hasn't been a police report in a little while, but I do want to bring it to the attention. Fraud is very, very high right now. If any of our business owners are on the phone or watching the Zoom, fraud is very, very high with debit cards, Visas, fake credit cards. My son works at a local business. He had to call the police 4 times in 1 week over fake cards. So they're grabbing license plates. The police are being called, but there is, so I was interested in what those crime stats were. In addition to, we had a break in on North Main, but I do want our local businesses to be very, very cautious when you're processing online payment and currency, because we apparently have a lot of fraud coming in out of state. And that is, oh, and stellar job to the veteran banners. I have not been out yet. I am one of the select criteria that needs to remain in our house until further notice. So the veteran banners, great idea. I'm sorry I missed out on it, but I look forward to joining that in January, because we do have an entire family full of veterans. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilwoman. Councilman Fulper.
Yes, sir. Council President, before I go ahead, we did have a question from another member of the audience before you turned it over to us. Dana Sire, she's in the chat. She had asked. No, that's okay. I don't think many of us saw it because we unfortunately, I don't look at the chat normally, but it popped up on my screen.
Okay, this we can cover this real quick. It was this was covered, Dana. This was covered in during our budget hearings. The celebration of public events. It was increased. What brought that up? I'm not. There was a reason for it. Bob, what was the reason the public events went up?
It's a long line item.
For the celebration of public events, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So after talking with the auditors, she explained to me that we had some charges in the wrong department.
Okay.
I'm sorry, the name escapes me. Social services. We had these things listed in social services. She told me it'd be better suited under this line. So we just.
Yeah. Dane, it was a transfer of funds to a more appropriate descriptive line item. When things are taken out and spent, there's a line. The line item describes what it's being used for, and that suited that money more appropriately than where it used to be held. So That was the reason for that. I knew we asked the same question. So. Councilman Fulper?
Yes. Council President, I'll keep it short. I just really want to once again thank each and every single one of our essential employees, the first responders, the retail personnel, all of those who continue to keep our country moving and working through this pandemic. I'd also like to recognize the families here in Phillipsburg for their patience and understanding while navigating through COVID-19 and the COVID-19 restrictions. Times aren't easy, and family members are passing away. We can't attend funerals, birthdays are taking place, and we can't celebrate like we could have 4 short months ago. So what I'm going to do from this point forward is I'd like to take the time during my open time until the restrictions are lifted to recognize our community members, who are celebrating birthdays, anniversaries, and other positive news. So, I would like to recognize Hunter Thompson, who turns 8 years old today. Kenzie, and I always butcher this last name, but Kenzie Maravlag, who turns 8 years old this weekend. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention my own daughter, who's turning 16 years old this weekend, Giovanna, on Mother's Day. And with that being said, I'd like to wish each and every single person a very happy and safe Mother's Day this weekend. Lastly, I know we had a moment of silence, but I really do believe and would like to recognize one last time our community lost a very, very fine resident in Terry Barber. She was a genuinely kind human being whose impact upon this community was immeasurable, and I'm sure that anyone knew her knew the same. So with that being said, again, Phillipsburg is a strong community. We're gonna see our way out of this like we have in the past. And I'm going to continue to try and recognize each and every single person out there that can't be recognized because of the COVID-19 restrictions. So, that's it.
Thank you very much, Councilman.
You're welcome.
Council Vice President?
I have a few shout outs, and let me try to do them in some type of order. I do want to, the councilwoman brought up some great points as far as how, the jobs and what we have going on with the new bridge development. I've been in contact with the bridge development main principal, and we talked about it. About mid-May, they're expecting some the machinery actually be moved in to move forward with that. So there's over a 400,000 square foot plus building that's empty right now, so you can't really expect any jobs to be promoted out until they get a game plan in and a strategic plan on how they're going to do that. So in mid-May, machinery is expected to be moved into the White Claw facilities. And at that point in time, they'll start assessing what they need and move forward with the jobs that can go forward. The second point she mentioned was the fraud, which I want her to rest assured, and the rest of the community to rest assured, that I have been working with the Phillipsburg Police Department and their investigatory agencies, letting them know what we have during this time. I personally have been, as probably everybody on this phone call, has been hit with all kinds of stuff as far as donations and this and that and how it works, the fraud. They are fully aware of that. I just want to let everyone know in our community, rest assured that we're working on that. And it's absolutely, our police department is doing a fantastic job in staying on top of this and staying in touch with the county and the state police, all of that above, to make sure that we are not being exposed to anything that we shouldn't be doing. I had an opportunity Saturday to meet with Mayor Versigny and Councilman Wyant at Walters Park to discuss some of the things moving forward with our community. That discussion, to be blunt, it was to not stay stagnant during our COVID-19 situation here, which we all live with every single day. Look at our hair, look at our beards, look at everything. I mean, look at all of us on this picture. We're in dire need of everything. But I just want to say that it was an enlightening meeting for me, because as a fledgling politician, to sit in the presence of a mayor that has served 16 years, and on top of Mayor, Councilman Wyatt, please correct me if I'm wrong, Councilman 8 years, in addition to Mayor Versigny serving 8 years as a councilman and council president, for me to be sitting in that company and listening to their experiences and their wisdom was, for me, a very special moment. And I do appreciate those two men taking time out, getting together and talking about how we can do a betterment of our town and our community. I want to also give a shout out to, again, I will always do this, Councilman and Council President Randy Piazza Jr. for navigating these waters. I mean, we went into a special room today. That was another magnificent step of what we've done forward to, we did an executive session within our community here. Fantastic. Thank you so much, sir. You're doing a fantastic job. Phillipsburg communities and families, what you've been through during this whole COVID-19 is simply amazing. Let's stick together. To Councilman Fulper's point, there's nobody better in the state of New Jersey than our community. I'll stick to that. I don't care what people say or what's projected for our community. We have the best residents in the world. And to Councilman Fulper's point, we're going to move forward and we are going to do the best we can. Lastly, I just want to say, because the Tatum McVeigh Senior 2020, the Jackson Fulper Senior 2020, and all of anybody listening, nephews, nieces, sons, grandsons, granddaughters, whatever it takes, these kids are going through a very, very rough time. Letters and information came out from the school board today indicating that things may, the proms canceled. They're working on that. Spring sports, obviously, in addition to possibly graduations. I wholeheartedly wish our superintendent, Greg Troxel, all the best of luck in the world moving forward with making somehow a bad situation plausible, good, something workable. But if you see a 2020 graduate, not only Phillipsburg, any high school, any college, anything 2020 related, that was to be their celebration year, please grab them, hug them, tell them that what you feel about them. And it's really important that we do that, because it's a very different situation. What we took for granted many years ago is taking away from these young citizens and community members. So, Council President, thank you for letting me go on a little bit, and I'll let you close out.
Hey, thank you very much, Council Vice President. I just want to thank the public for being patient during these times and taking it slow during the long road back. I know it's hard for everybody, not to just jump right back into everyday life. We can't do that. Our first responders, our essential workers, they're trying their best, and that you can tell they're starting to get a little worn out as well. So if you see them, thank them, let them know that you care about what they're doing. Keep doing your best and remain safe and healthy. I'd also like to wish my daughter happy birthday, who her birthday was also on.
That's amazing.
Mother's Day.
Oh my!
Yeah.
No way.
You know that, right? All right.
Council President, I apologize. I had no idea. But
Is your birthday today?
No, Mother's Day.
Oh,
she shares a birthday with my daughter.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Really.
I'll be son of a.
So-
Well, you know what? We'll have to get together and hang out, Mayor. That's okay, right? No, I'm kidding.
Knock it off. All right. I'd like to move to adjourn, please. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you.